Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your September 2024 reading. My name is Nigel, and you have found alchemy. Okay, let's just get right into it. It looks like there's a relationship here on the table. I'm getting better at picking up these cards here. Yeah, there is a relationship on the table, but it's interesting. There is someone who is kissing someone, but the person is sort of there and not there. You may be at a distance from somebody. You may be in and out of a relationship with somebody. You may be wishing to be with someone who isn't there and you're imagining them there. As we go through this reading, we will tie everything together because right now it is just like a giant puzzle. Here you do have Wise Salt. I really like this card, especially in a Taurus reading. The Wise Salt card is, it's a number 28, but it breaks down to a master number 11. And the master numbers are the initiators. So there may be something beginning this month. It's obviously wise. It's gritty. And it's used for preservation. So like let's look at this. Salt retains, preserves, and absorbs, right? It sort of brings a certain complexity to food. And it also adds grit, and grip to slippery roads, right? So there's your grit. Someone who carries this energy with them has words that hold meaning. Their stories have value. They've been through a lot. Their wisdom can only be obtained with time. Pain, pleasure over a period of time. Alchemically, you are being brined. It's, when you brine something, you season it from the inside out. And the changes that occur to the food is both in texture and in flavor. So this is sort of like a big, I'm not going to say this is all happening this month, Taurus. This is an energy that you could be bringing with you into the month. You could have been through so much in your life, but you're the Wise Salt now. I'm not really sure why it's on the table yet, but like I said, as we move through this reading, we'll figure everything out. You also have phases here. It says sometimes our love goes dark, sometimes our love shines as bright as the fullest moon. You have moon phases here. Very interesting. And you do have phases if this is a relationship, and it does look like there's a relationship here on the table. It may be, right? Because this looks, I'm not going to pick that up again. I got lucky the first time. Those cards are very annoying. It may be that this relationship goes through phases. It may be that this relationship has gone through seasons. Sure. It may very well be that the relationship itself was brined, right, over a period of time. And here you have it. We will be together again. This may be someone from your past. This may be, it definitely looks like someone who was part of your past. It says we will be together again. You also have Magic Stream. And this is really beautiful energy. This is the number 18 here. It says your experiences and success can benefit others. It's like the flow of magic from one thing into another. And if we try to, let me move that down. If we try to pertain it to what we've just discussed, it is the flow from one person to another. The flow of magic between two people. You also have the cow spirit here, and it says miracles are endless. The miracles are endless. And it is the number 15. And the cow it's fertile, right? So it represents fertility, generosity. It could represent motherhood. And motherhood is not just reserved for women. It's You know, the cow produces milk. The milk nourishes other people, or you know, so you could be doing something for a living that nourishes other people. You could be called upon to do something that nourishes another human being. And cows can also represent much needed change. There could be change afoot here for you, Taurus. So let's see. You do have travel here, and it says long distance communication will open up your life. Exciting experiences for singles and career advancement for others. It says long distance communication. Long distance communication. So some of you may be traveling, literally, and some of you may be communicating with someone from a distance. Here it says mechanic. It says mend what needs mending. It might be broken, but all is not lost. So there may be something going on here on the table between two people, that there might be an aspect of this relationship that's broken. There may be something going on that's making it broken. I mean, this picture sort of looks that way, doesn't it? But it's telling you all is not lost. And here you have Lilith. And Lilith is an interesting archetype. You know, you can tell well, you know, so legend has it that she's portrayed as the first woman created from the same earth as Adam before Eve. It's said that Adam, when she was created, because you can clearly see her with the apple and the snake, right? It is clearly an indication of her being created to be Adam's mate. It's said that Adam wanted a subservient mate, and her, as the first woman, she became ruthlessly defiant. She was not subservient. Some say she left Eden because she just didn't want to be subservient. Others say she was expelled from Eden. But no matter what, she symbolizes liberation. And she usually symbolizes liberation for a feminine. So you obviously could be this person who will be liberated from something. Could be anything. It literally could be a job. It could be a relationship. It could be a situation, or you could be. This was on the table because perhaps there is a feminine in your life that needs liberation, or that will be liberated. For sure. Here you have energy, and I like this for you, Taurus, because, you know, when these particular cards come in reverse, it means you don't need to seek this. You have all the energy you need for this. And it says, a light inside my fire divine, energy fill me, make me shine. So if this was right side up, I would say this is something you need to seek out. You do not need to seek this out. This is telling you that you have all the energy needed for this. It may ebb and flow, but in the end, you have it. And it does say easy life. So the situation you're in, and obviously it's in reverse, right? The situation you're in with this person may not be easy. It just may not be easy. Does it mean that it's not worth it? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that it's not, one of you or both of you are not having an easy time of it currently. You have it here, you pulled two cards. You pulled water, which is refreshing, mystery, fluid, right? But water is, you know, the water element. And when you look at the water element, it is a feminine element. It's very lunar, very feminine. And if we're going to go based on that, because we were talking about moon phases here as well, right? So if we're talking about just the moon here in September, the moon and water, the moon enters Scorpio on September 7th. The moon enters Pisces on September 16th, and the moon enters Cancer on September 24th. So those dates, one of them or all of them, might be very groundbreaking for you in this situation. You also pulled the card of Aquarius. It says innovative, rational, and humanitarian. We all know that that stands for Aquarius. You may be dealing with an Aquarius, or this may have something to do with the Pluto. Pluto is changing from Aquarius to Capricorn on September 1st, and it retrogrades the entire month. So the Pluto and Aquarius thing has affected people, some very adversely, especially Aquarians, and it affects other people too. I mean, it depends on what your chart looks like. It depends on so many things. I'm not an astrologer, but I can tell you this, it's having an effect for good or for bad on pretty much everyone. And this respite, and some people don't consider it a respite, but me being an Aquarius, I consider it a respite. This respite between September and November of Pluto going back into Capricorn looks sort of pivotal for you too. All right, you do have Aquarius here. So here, let's move on. You do have throne, and you also have purse. So it says something about money and a position of authority. So think about that. There is you may be in the position of authority. You may be contacting someone in a position of authority and there's money involved in this somehow. All right, that's all I know. But like I said, all these oracle cards will get tied in with these, and then we'll have a picture. We'll finally have a picture. So let's look at everything. We're going to look at your beginning, the beginning of the month, mid-month, and the end of the month. Now, in the beginning of the month, I'm just going to pick all of them up. This is in reverse, but it really shouldn't, because these are special tarot cards that we don't read in reverse because they're double-sided. So to start your month out here, you have, well, first of all, you have the facade card, right? And I guess it asks the question, what lurks beneath your smile? Is there something underneath all that needs tending to, or that pokes its head out at the beginning of the month? You do have this is a this is a very stubborn card. I laugh only because I know how stubborn Taurus people can be. This doesn't have to be you though, Taurus. It could be somebody that you're dealing with. It could be a situation, right? This generally represents Libra. It could represent any air sign. It says look, it says to me, honestly, look at the difference between this and this. This is nice and calm. This is stormy, cloudy, right? The weather is just a storm. And she's holding her swords, but she seems unfazed. And she stands her ground. The red sword is defense on the material plane. The blue sword is defense on the spiritual plane. You may feel blocked by a situation or a person. You may be blocking someone. And sometimes this can actually represent fear. Preventing someone from making progress, some sort of fear. And that goes back to this. What lurks beneath your smile? Is there fear under there? Is that something you think about at the beginning of the month? Is this someone you know? Someone who's, stuck in a situation like that. It's going to be different for each Taurus here. You do have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is associated with Taurus. It could be any earth sign, but specifically it is Taurus. And it is a card of waiting. You may be waiting for results. So if you look at the difference between this is waiting for results and really tending to a tree that's dead. On this side, it's waiting for results. It's the same thing, except if you look close, if you look right next to him, there's that egg. So there is fertility here, right? There is fertility here. You're waiting for results, but with this egg, you're not waiting in vain, is the point, right? Now here, as we move on through the month, you have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is notoriously, it's also associated with Taurus, believe it or not. But like I said, any earth sign will do with the minor arcana. You may feel alone. You may feel lonely. For a few of you, you might be going through financial problems, or this may be somebody that you know. This may be somebody that you're dealing with. This may be you. If this is you, Taurus, you're either going through your own financial problems or you're feeling alone or lonely at the beginning of the month. If this is not you, then you may know someone who's going through this and they're somehow very important in this reading. Someone who's alone, someone who's going through all kinds of issues. All right. Now, as we move into mid-month, you do have the Harvest card. And I love this card. We are having a Harvest moon this month. I'm pretty sure it's on September 19th. You have the Harvest moon, and the moon has been mentioned a few times in this reading. So that might be a turning point. I think the 19th was one of the dates we mentioned as well for these water signs. So you should keep track of that. You have here, starting out mid-month, you have the Ten of Pentacles. This is a beautiful card. The Ten of Pentacles is Mercury and Virgo, right? Could be any earth sign though. Like I said, Pentacles, right? What's interesting about this side as opposed to this side is in the distance here, you have, if you look to the side, you have the Tower. And the Tower in the distance might be the Tower from the Nine of Pentacles. I wish the Nine of Pentacles was here on the table so I could show it to you. But the card right before this had a tower just like this. And the two people standing in front of him, they found each other. It's a blessing. The message here is to leave whatever tower you have constructed for yourself and be assured that you will be rewarded with something long-lasting. This side of the Ten of Pentacles is different. It definitely is. Now, centering your whole month, you have the Tower. And this is the classic Tower. This is not this Tower. This is an interesting card. It is a very potent card. This represents Pluto. It could represent Mars. So you're looking at Scorpio and Aries. Here we have the Tower itself. The Tower itself, except as you can see, it's not the same thing, right? We're moving on to something. The Tower, this is centering your whole month. All the energy I just described and the energy I will describe is sort of rotating around this. The king built his tower as permanent, indestructible. But here we have the eye of God, and we have the dove, which represents the Holy Spirit. They're symbols. But this tells us that regardless of what you may believe in the moment, you are not alone. And it asks the questions, what about you, Taurus, needs to come down? What do you need? What needs to be removed in order for you to receive these rewards? I believe these two towers are absolutely connected in some way. And that is the center of your reading. It's a sudden realization. Definitely a sudden realization. Let's keep going here. Right after all this happens, mid-month, you have the Four of Swords. And, the Four of Swords is you getting rest after the realization of the Tower. It's Jupiter and Libra energy. You need time to rethink, compose your thoughts, compose a plan, and as I said, regain your energy. It's there for you, but I think that at mid-month, you're going to need to sort of back off and create a plan, devise a plan, collect your energy. There is something big that happens mid-month, and like I said, this could be something outside of you, or it could be something inside of you. I don't see awful cards here. However, this Tower is connected to the Five of Pentacles. This Tower is connected to you in some way. It is, because this is your reading, and that is the center of your reading. Okay, let's move on. But you do have a harvest here. And mid-month is when that moon, it's about mid-month that moon occurs. Yeah, the harvest moon. Okay, let's move on to the end of your month. At the end of the month here, it says nurture and compassion. So there is something going on here, Taurus, that you're either getting compassion from somebody else because you're going through a really tough time, or somebody's getting compassion from you because they're going through a very tough time. There's something like that definitely going on here. So let's start at let's just take all of them. The end of the month starts out here with the Two of Pentacles. And after getting your rest, right, you're putting something in motion after that rest of the Four of Swords. You're taking some sort of action. New opportunities are on the horizon with that ship. It's associated with Capricorn. Could be any earth sign for sure. But this is definitely doing something, putting something in motion. It could be a plan. It could be an actual step. Here you have the Ten of Swords. Now this side of the Ten of Swords is different. There is an eclipse on this card, and the eclipse is happening around the same time as the harvest moon. Just saying, okay? So here you have the Ten of Swords. Now the Ten of Swords is associated with Gemini. It could be any air sign though, okay? And someone may attempt to work against you. That's the classic meaning of the card. But if that's the case, the picture clearly tells us they were not successful. They pierced the armor. But many times this may be a symbol of death of an ego. There may be, honestly, we talked about this, and this is true for at least one of you, where what's behind that smile? There is what tower did you construct in order to keep yourself safe? This could be the death of that part of you, which I think actually that tower needed to come down, right? Many times this also could represent someone close to you and what they're dealing with towards month's end. Either way, it's a perception, and it's not an actual death. It is being studied. You may be in a very contemplative mood at the end of the month. You may be studying the situation. You may be studying what has happened. There's something that has definitely happened to you as far as I really think that for many of you, this is going on inside you. And I like this because the last card of the month is the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is associated with Aries, but more than that, it represents the gift of energy. An opportunity arrives and you grab it. There is something that comes of all this that's valuable, Taurus. Let me move this for a second. So you have here, let me move these cards so we can really see all of them. So here you have the Two of Swords. Somebody maybe not wanting to, somebody stuck in a storm. Could be someone stuck in a storm. But you have this gift that comes after that. The valuable gift. A plan is set in motion. You may be waiting for something that other people may look at as not valuable, but you understand the value of it, and then the Tower comes. And the Tower could be very good. The Tower simply could be a realization of something. And it leads into this Ten of Swords energy, but it's that side of the Ten of Swords, the death of an ego death. It could be a safeguard death. It could be a tower death. You have somebody that's feeling very lonely or detached, or perhaps this is someone you know that's going through a bad time. You get the rest you need, but I have to tell you, you go from the Four of Swords, boom, to this Ace energy. Yeah. I mean, it's really, it is nurture and compassion at the end of the month. It is some sort of harvest. And I'm telling you, that Tower coming in is good because the harvest card is here. And at the beginning of the month, you may be looking, or maybe you should be looking underneath that smile. What's under it? What is it you're hiding? And it's not nefarious, you know? What is it that you're hiding under the smile? What sort of delicate, what tower is present there? A wall that you've built. What do you keep locked in that tower? Okay, enough of that. Let's go on here. Let's look at your warnings. You have some interesting warnings here. Now, there is a warning here with an integration, a union. I'm not going to speak on that yet. I mean, I definitely have a theory, but let's look at the whole thing before we do that. Here you have Pisces, right? The Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man, you may feel, this is a warning, by the way, you may feel, part of you may have felt victimized in the past. Part of you may have felt restricted. It's a perception. I'm not saying nothing bad ever happened to you, but I think what you carry with you today is a perception. That perception needs to die. I really think so. You have the King of Pentacles here, and this has always been Taurus. As you can tell on the side, he's looking at that bull, right? Yes, he could be any earth sign, but classically he does represent Taurus. And for this to be in your warnings, it means that you really have to approach this differently from how you've ever approached anything else if you want it to be successful. You have to think outside your box, not just the box, but the box of Taurus. You have to sort of approach things differently, go about things differently. You also have the Eight of Swords. Again, if you feel stuck, that is just a perception. It's like the Hanged Man. It's not a reality. This is in your warnings. And it's all hinging on this union. I do think that there's a relationship here on the table. And I think you're being warned about that, approaching it differently from how you have in the past, or approaching different from how you've perhaps approached relationships in the past. You have here in your blessings, you have 3 major arcana in your blessings. 3. So you have one, you have the star, which is Aquarius. It is the star. It is Aquarius. I will mention that towards the end of the reading. But here you do have the beautiful card of Aquarius. And this is the second time it's been mentioned. The star is healing. It's bringing you closer to a goal. It's liberation and freedom after the chains of the devil and the shock of the tower. Liberation. We talked about that in this card, liberation. So the, what else? Now there is a bird on here, and I think it's called ibis or ibis. It's an Egyptian bird, and it represents the god Thoth, who protected the land from plagues and serpents. So this is a protective card as well. This gives birth to Virgo, the hermit. And this side is different, right? This is the classic hermit where he can only see so far in front of him with that lantern. But on this side, he's bathed in moonlight. It's the moon again. The moon is a pivotal thing for you this month. Definitely. So you have the moon. What is unseen is now seen. He's being supported. He's not alone anymore. On this side of the card, he's alone. This side of the card, he's not. It's a beautiful side to get in a reading. You also have the Lovers, Gemini energy. It's a significant relationship. It could be the idea of a choice that you have to make and seeing that choice through another's eyes when making that choice. If this is not a relationship, it may be two sides of yourself that you're struggling with. We talked about that too, actually. This could definitely be very strong attraction you have towards someone with that fire element there. But in my opinion, for many of you, this is a relationship because it's said so over and over again in this reading. And you have the card of fulfillment, a wish coming true. I mean, your blessings are ridiculously abundant, Taurus. It's really, really a good reading. It really is. One of these days, I'm going to get a reading like this. This is really nice. Very nice. Okay, now, let me pull. I'm going to pull a cup from a couple of decks to close out your reading here. Give me one for Taurus, please. You have fire. There is a fire burning here. Between you and someone else, Taurus, for sure. And you have air. The element of air again. Again. You have Aquarius, air. Wow. Okay. Let me see. Where is my other deck? Hold on one second. Oh, there it is. Okay. Right over here. Okay. Give me one more. Give me one more for Taurus, please. It says peacefulness, receptiveness, manifestation, stoicism. Yeah. There is going to be certain manifestation this month. Look at these cards. Look at the blessings. You have the Lovers, the Hermit in its best form, the Star, and fulfillment. The bottom of the deck, you have the Pack. Inner work. Deep connections, soul tribe. Inner work, Taurus. Looks like there is some inner work here on the table that needs to be done. Okay, so let's do your lucky numbers. I wanted to also mention you have two number 2s in this reading and 3 number 7s. The 2 number 2s is definitely pointing to having to make a decision. The 3 number 7s is telling us that you need to make changes in order to attain a goal. I just wanted to throw that in there. Now, as far as your lucky numbers, you have 28, 11, 18, 9, 15, 6, 10, 8, 22, 4, 19, and 38. Your keywords this month, I really think, are Pluto, Aquarius, because that was mentioned twice, and Moon, especially the harvest moon. Look that up on the internet. It is key for you. You know what's interesting? I just realized something. Aquarius had the same, the reading for Aquarius was totally different, but the harvest moon was extremely key in that reading. Extremely key. It was, in fact, it was so key that I put a harvest moon up as the thumbnail. Just saying. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I wish you all the luck, Taurus. Big hugs. Namaste.